Silent pain lives quietly inside the chest, like a room with no windows, where echoes learn to breathe without sound. It does not scream, it does not beg, it only sits and waits for the heart to notice it. Silent pain wears a calm face, smiles when required, nods when questions are asked. Yet inside, storms kneel in prayer, asking the sky why thunder was denied a voice. It walks beside laughter like a shadow that never leaves. Even in the brightest noon, even in the warmest company, it remains, unseen, unheard, but endlessly present. Silent pain is born when words fail to arrive on time, when emotions stand at the door and courage forgets the key. It grows with every swallowed tear, with every sentence buried alive before it meets the air. It learns the language of patience, counts seconds instead of breaths, measures days by survival, not by joy. It becomes skilled at pretending that everything is fine. Silent pain remembers everything. It remembers promises that dissolve like mist, hands that let go too soon, voices that change tone without changing words. It remembers nights when sleep refused to come, when the ceiling became a witness to conversations held only in thought, when the heart spoke fluently but the mouth remained silent. Silent pain sits in crowded rooms feeling utterly alone, watching people connect while feeling disconnected, clapping for others' happiness with aching palms. It hides behind responsibility, behind strength, behind the sentence, "I can handle it." It wears independence like armor, though the armor is heavy and slowly rusting. Silent pain does not ask for pity, only understanding. It does not want attention, only acknowledgement. It wants someone to notice the pause between breaths, the tiredness behind the eyes. It lives in the eyes that avoid mirrors, in the lips that hesitate before smiling, in the shoulders that carry more weight than bones should bear. Silent pain is not weak. It is endurance without applause, survival without celebration. It is waking up again when giving up felt easier. It is choosing to stay without knowing why. It grows louder at night, when the world sleeps and thoughts refuse to rest. In darkness, it removes its mask, paces the mind, and revisits every wound as if checking attendance. Silent pain asks dangerous questions. What if I mattered more? What if I spoke sooner? What if I was enough? Questions with no answers, only echoes. It learns to love quietly too, fearing that love spoken aloud might disappear. It holds affection like glass, careful not to break it, careful not to be cut again. Silent pain watches others leave and blames itself for staying. It wonders if absence is braver than endurance, if walking away hurts less than holding on. It becomes a habit, then a companion, then a part of identity. People know the smile, but not the cost of maintaining it. They know the strength, but not the exhaustion beneath it. Silent pain does not mean the heart has stopped feeling. It means it feels too much and has nowhere safe to place it. It means emotions overflow but find no river. Sometimes, silent pain turns into art, into poetry, into songs whispered at dawn. Sometimes it becomes ink because paper listens without interruption. Silent pain hopes secretly that one day someone will hear the silence, will read between words, will ask, "Are you really okay?" and wait for the honest answer. Until then, it remains quiet, faithful, heavy, breathing beside the heart like an unspoken truth. Silent pain does not end suddenly. It fades slowly when understood, when shared, when finally allowed to speak. Until that day, it stays, unnoticed, unheard, yet profoundly real. Silent pain learns the geography of the soul, knows every corner where memories hide, every crack where hope once slipped through and never returned. It maps the heart carefully, avoiding the places that still bleed when touched. It understands routine, how waking up becomes an obligation, how breathing turns mechanical, how days pass like trains that never stop at your station. You wave anyway, pretending you belong somewhere ahead. Silent pain drinks tea with loneliness, shares long silences, nods in mutual understanding. They do not need words. They have rehearsed this companionship for years. It survives birthdays without candles, celebrations without joy, success without satisfaction. Even happiness feels suspicious, like a guest who might leave abruptly if trusted too much. Silent pain hears compliments as distant echoes, unable to recognize itself in kind descriptions. You're strong, they say, not knowing strength was never a choice. It carries unsent messages, letters never delivered, apologies trapped in drafts, confessions buried beneath pride. Each unsaid word adds weight to the chest. Silent pain watches the past like an old film on repeat, not because it enjoys it, but because it fears forgetting would mean those moments never mattered at all. It forgives too easily, hurts too deeply, loves too honestly, then blames itself for bleeding in places where others felt nothing. Silent pain is patient with others, but ruthless with itself. It replays mistakes like a judge with no mercy, sentencing the heart to endless regret. It becomes fluent in distraction, in noise that keeps thoughts away, in busy hands and tired bodies. Exhaustion becomes a lullaby because rest invites memories. Silent pain recognizes the sound of footsteps leaving, even before the door closes. Prepares for abandonment before it happens, so it won't be surprised again. It believes silence is safer than truth, because truth has a habit of being misunderstood, twisted, or ignored. Silent pain respects boundaries but forgets its own. It gives space generously while suffocating quietly. It waits for reciprocity that never comes. Sometimes, silent pain prays, not for miracles, but for numbness. Even feeling nothing seems like mercy after feeling too much. It grows tired of being brave, of standing tall for others, of being the one who listens, while no one asks how its heart is holding up. Silent pain wonders how many versions of itself have been sacrificed to keep peace, to keep love, to keep others comfortable. It measures life not by achievements, but by survival. Another morning endured, another night conquered, another breakdown postponed. Silent pain feels guilty for resting, for smiling, for laughing briefly, as if happiness must be earned through suffering, as if joy needs permission. It watches time heal others while reopening its own wounds. Scars itch when seasons change, and memories resurface without warning. Silent pain does not hate people. It hates expectations, the pressure to be okay, the demand to explain feelings that barely make sense internally. It has learned that crying silently hurts more than screaming, because tears have nowhere to go, and pain receives no release. Silent pain still hopes, quietly, cautiously. Hope tiptoes around disappointment, afraid to make noise, afraid to wake despair. It dreams of a day when silence will no longer be necessary, when pain can speak without being judged, when vulnerability will be met with warmth, not distance. Until then, silent pain remains loyal, breathing softly, waiting patiently, existing in the background of every smile. Silent pain learns how to apologize even when it is not at fault. It says sorry for existing, for needing, for feeling too deeply in a world that prefers shallow calm. It watches others express anger freely, slam doors, raise voices, and still be forgiven. Silent pain swallows its storms, afraid that honesty might cost the little love it has left. It becomes excellent at listening because speaking once hurt too much. It memorizes other people's stories while its own remains untold, gathering dust in the archive of the heart. Silent pain understands absence, how someone can be present yet emotionally gone, how distance can live between two bodies sitting side by side. It carries invisible bruises, wounds that never show on skin, injuries that doctors cannot diagnose and strangers never believe. Silent pain keeps the past alive through scent, through music, through places avoided and revisited. One song, one street, one name, and the heart collapses inward. It questions its worth in the mirror of other people's choices. Why was I not enough? Becomes a mantra, chanted silently, without mercy. Silent pain forgives parents, lovers, friends, even fate, yet struggles to forgive itself for trusting, for hoping, for staying. It is present during achievements, standing quietly in the corner, reminding the heart that success does not erase scars, that applause does not cure loneliness. Silent pain survives on small mercies, a gentle morning breeze, a cup of tea held with both hands, a moment when breathing feels lighter. These moments are brief, but they keep the heart alive. It learns that strength is often mistaken for invincibility, and exhaustion is mistaken for laziness. Silent pain smiles anyway. It feels older than its age, carrying years it never lived, burdens it never chose, responsibilities assigned by circumstance, not desire. Silent pain does not envy happiness. It just wonders what it feels like to rest without fear, to love without hesitation, to exist without defense. It grows quiet when misunderstood, because explaining hurts more than being wronged. It chooses peace over clarity, even when peace tastes like loss. Silent pain notices how people change when they no longer need you, how warmth turns conditional, how presence becomes optional. It knows how to hold tears hostage, to release them only when the world cannot see. Public strength, private collapse, a well-rehearsed performance. Silent pain keeps going not because it is fearless, but because stopping feels impossible. It moves forward on instinct, on obligation, on the faint memory of hope. It learns that silence can be loud, that quiet suffering can shake entire inner worlds, that not all battles leave visible ruins. Silent pain is not asking to be rescued, only to be recognized. Not to be fixed, only to be heard. It dreams of softness, soft words, soft understanding, soft hands that do not demand explanations. It dreams of safety, and still, silent pain wakes up every day, puts on its calm face, steps into the world, and survives one more chapter without applause. Silent pain grows roots in the chest, wrapping gently around the heart, not to destroy it, but to remind it how fragile survival truly is. Every beat passes through memory before it becomes sound. It learns the art of restraint, how to pause before reacting, how to swallow responses, how to let moments pass without revealing the storm they carried inside. Silent pain becomes familiar with empty conversations, with laughter that does not reach the soul, with greetings that mean nothing and farewells that linger too long. It watches others move on as if letting go were simple, as if memories had an off switch, as if attachment were not stitched into the skin. Silent pain remembers the first wound, the moment innocence cracked, the day trust learned it could bleed. Everything after that was practice in endurance. It becomes cautious with joy, touching it lightly, like a flame that once burned too close. Happiness is allowed, but never trusted fully. Silent pain carries questions that have no witnesses. Why did love change? Why did promises expire? Why does caring hurt more than indifference? It becomes quiet during arguments, not because it agrees, but because fighting once cost it everything. Peace, even false peace, feels safer than truth. Silent pain lives in pauses, the space before answering, the hesitation before smiling, the silence after I'm fine. Those pauses hold entire histories. It forgives again and again, hoping forgiveness will heal, hoping kindness will be returned, hoping patience will be noticed. Hope survives stubbornly. Silent pain does not disappear in love. It only hides deeper, afraid love might leave if it sees the full weight of what it carries. It understands abandonment in subtle ways. Delayed replies, changed tones, shortened sentences. Distance speaks fluently. Silent pain becomes loyal to people who once stayed, even if they left later. It honors memories long after they stop breathing. It learns that closure rarely arrives politely. Sometimes it never comes at all, and the heart must learn to live with unanswered doors. Silent pain notices how time keeps moving regardless, how the world does not pause for healing, how survival must happen alongside brokenness. It is tired, but it keeps walking, not toward happiness, but away from collapse. Some days that is enough. Silent pain has a voice, but it speaks softly, only to those who know how to listen without interrupting. It waits for a moment when vulnerability will not be punished, when honesty will not be weaponized, when pain will be met with compassion instead of comparison. Until then, silent pain remains. Steady, quiet, unseen, but deeply alive. Silent pain learns how to exist between breaths, how to hide in the moment no one is looking, how to dissolve into routine so no one asks questions. It wakes before the alarm, already tired, already carrying yesterday's weight into a new sunrise that feels undeserved. Silent pain stands strong in public, shoulders straight, voice steady, while inside the heart is quietly asking how much longer. It has learned that people love the idea of strength, but rarely the reality of struggle. So it edits itself, softens its truth, protects others from its heaviness. Silent pain keeps score of kindness given and understanding not returned, yet it never demands balance. It simply learns to expect less. It lives in the unslept hours, in the space where night meets thought, where memories arrive uninvited and refuse to leave. Silent pain remembers the hands that once felt like home, the voices that once felt safe, and wonders how comfort turned into distance without explanation. It is loyal to feelings long after logic says let go. The heart obeys memory more than reason. Silent pain feels guilty for needing, as if dependence were a flaw, as if asking for warmth were a burden. It has mastered the half smile, the polite nod, the practiced response. "I'm okay," said so often it almost sounds true. Silent pain believes that if it stays quiet long enough, it will eventually disappear. But silence does not heal, it only deepens. It knows the fear of being seen, of being fully known, of someone discovering the cracks beneath the calm and deciding to leave. Silent pain watches happiness from a distance, not jealous, just unsure how to approach it without getting hurt again. It understands that some people enter your life only to teach you how much you can survive. Silent pain carries love like a secret, afraid that if spoken aloud it will lose its meaning or be taken lightly. It notices how silence can be mistaken for agreement, how endurance can be mistaken for acceptance. Silent pain keeps showing up, even when enthusiasm is gone, even when motivation is dead. Commitment becomes survival. It is patient with time, though time has not always been kind in return. Healing is slow, and scars resist forgetting. Silent pain dreams quietly, of rest without guilt, of peace without fear, of love without conditions. And still it wakes up, faces the world, and carries on, not because it is healed, but because it is still here.